Tell us a little bit about how Fathom Events started and how it's so big in theaters now.
Yeah, Fathom Events started way back in 2003, actually, and it was called alternative content at that point, as opposed to event cinema, which it's evolved to today. But from a technological standpoint, it was in the business development phase, and we were acquiring content, and to get it to get it to the theaters was very, very difficult because it was still 35 millimeter in the theaters showing movies. So we started purchasing LCD projectors that sat next to the 35 millimeter projectors that were showing the feature presentation. And we were onto something because we found that there was an audience there for most of the content that we were distributing. So what really set it over the edge in a good way was when we converted from 35 millimeter to digital for feature presentation. Satellite technology was then placed on all of the roofs of the theaters to transmit movies and trailers, and we utilized that technology to actually acquire content and distribute the content digitally to theaters, which made it much easier. And it created an environment where content providers were very attracted to that opportunity with us at Fathom.
And that's what's really interesting is that before every screening, when you go to like an AMC, you see a Fathom Events presentation that's coming up. Tell us a little bit about, for the audience, Fathom Events. Like, why should people take the time to see a Fathom Events film?
Well, we service an incremental window, actually, and we're attracting an audience that sometimes is a moviegoer, but sometimes it's not a moviegoer as well, traditional moviegoer. So, a good example would be we have a lot of people coming back looking at classic movies. We just showed Wizard of Oz and set a record in event cinema for Wizard of Oz, and then a few weeks later we came back with Gone with the Wind and set another record on top of that. And Gone with the Wind is a 4-hour movie, so it's a real commitment for people to take that amount of time to go see that movie. But what we're seeing is older generations introducing younger generations to content that's on the screen. Could you see it at home on TV? Sure, but people want to see it in a communal environment at the movie theater.
And we talked to the cast of The Karate Kid, Martin Kove and Willie Zabka, and they were just like, it's so great to see our film 35, and even though they were like 35 years already, but 35 years later back on the big screen to allow those presentations. With Fathom, the technology involved, because you do stream, and it's not just film either, correct?
Yeah, it's not just film. We're helping networks, for example, and Karate Kid is a great example. We helped YouTube Premium go ahead and launch their Cobra Kai, which was an extension of the Karate Kid. And then it was so successful, and we'd like to think that we were a part of that, that they greenlit the season 2 of it just recently that we're showing actually today.
And where do you see the future of Fathom Events going now? Is it maybe not just the movies, the fights that you have promoted through this theater experience? Do we see gaming now next on the big screen through Fathom, or something else?
Yeah, we have the largest live network in theaters, so we're very capable of doing either pre-recorded content or live content like we do with boxing and other content that we have out there. I think we're trying to break through with some different categories. Broadway is a good example. You'll see 42nd Street and probably Kinky Boots coming in the near future. We did Bandstand before, George Takei's Allegiance, Disney's Newsies. So we see Broadway as a real opportunity to bring Broadway all over not only the country but the world. International is a big area of expansion for us. We're distributing internationally now, but we do see that as an opportunity. And not all content works in every part of the world, but we're pretty good at finding out where it actually does have an audience and distributing it there.
Very cool. And I see, and one thing Fathom really does have a great partnership with Turner Classic Movies. And next week is the Turner Classic Movie Film Festival. So when Harry Met Sally, I just saw the video board. You're bringing that back to theaters in December, correct?
We are. We're bringing that back. We have a wonderful relationship with Turner Classic Movies. We'll distribute somewhere between 12 and 14 titles a year through Turner Classic Movies, and we'll also work directly with the studios to acquire content and distribute it to theaters as well. But we have a number of different titles coming out. Ben-Hur is coming out. Field of Dreams is coming out a little bit later. And again, it's taking a lot of anniversary titles that are out there that have marketing dollars behind them, quite honestly, that we can leverage off of at the theater level as well.
And final question, where do you see the state of the industry right now as you see Apple announcing last week, Apple TV Plus, you have Netflix, Hulu, a bunch of streaming devices into the home or on the go.
Yeah.
Where do you see the business going in the near future?
Well, again, Fathom serves a special niche, and it's incremental to anything else. So it's to show a 1 or 2 night event in a theater. We have added value to all of our content that we show, so that's incremental to what you're going to see at home. And the content will typically go downstream. It may have a secondary theatrical release. It may go downstream. After that, it probably will. But we're a marketing and distribution arm, and we think we fit into the industry just fine. I've been in the business now for 30 years, mostly on the theater exhibition side, and now recently on the distribution side. And I think the business is as strong as can be. I think this year has an opportunity to set box office records like last year did, and Fathom intends to be a big part of that.
Do you ever see Fathom eventually one day going into that mobile space or into that Apple TV space?
Not at this point. I think we're content. There's a lot of growing that we have to do where we're at right now, and I think what we're looking for is to acquire content that's quality content. So we like to say a little bit less is more, meaning that maybe fewer titles, but those titles that we do acquire, producing more at the box office and entertaining our fans quite a bit more.
Thank you for watching Muse. If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe to our channel and click on all the other videos you see to watch more of our content.